You feel like when you're meeting with Frank, you're the most important person in the room, and that he doesn't have all these other outside maybe distractions. Is that you can talk to him and you know that he's listening to you. You know that he cares about you as a person, and he wants to help.
It's so interesting to see him walk into a room, because he really does command the room, because there's such a sympathy, an engagement, a sparkle in his eyes, an energy in his eyes that is so unique compared to, the normal people that you talk to. You know what I mean? I mean, he just exudes this excitement and energy and interest in you.
I met Frank on October 17th of 1995. It was a blind date. So he showed up in his cowboy boots, and he's adorable. Anyway, so we went to Austin City Limits and saw A.J. Croce, and then we went and had dinner afterwards. But he walked me across a very busy street, not going in the crosswalk, so I took his arm. Well, he was sunk by then, and I was sunk the minute he stuck his hands in his pocket at the front door and said, "Hi, I'm Frank." I was like, "You're cute." Anyway, so after the second date, we've been together ever since. We got married in May 25th of 97.
So I met Frank in the spring of 2008. So I was in a program with the Ohio University Business Fellows, and every year our program took a trip all across the country to go meet with different alumni. And Frank and his wife Margaret welcomed our group into their home. So I came down here in 2008 as a junior, having no expectation that I would end up in Austin. And sure enough, you fast forward another year and a half, and here I am starting my career at Dell in August 2009. And since that time, Frank has really been a good mentor to me. No matter how busy he's been, is to take time to meet with me, to listen, and to really figure out what are some of the different things that I should think about when pursuing a new role.
So some people will say, well, give me a call. So he'll do that, but then he will continue that relationship, right? I mean, he will encourage you to call him again, and just tell me how you're doing. Tell me, give me an update of where you are and what's happening. And so, I have heard from countless of our alums who talk about a similar kind of consistent story about how he has stayed in touch with them and how he continues to offer them advice and also connections with other people that might help them with their individual careers.
Where people are concerned, that's why he's successful, because what he does is he builds leaders, and he doesn't coach them, he encourages them. And that includes me.
So I would say that Frank is one of the most successful entrepreneurs that I know, a serial entrepreneur. So he started, when he graduated in the mid-60s, he went to work for PNC Bank. And then he left, moved to Austin, and created a investment firm called Russ Group, and co-founded it. And they made some very successful investments in the cable and communications business. And then later he started one of the companies that he's best known for, Norwood Products, which was a promotional company. It was just a small business, a couple $1 million in revenues. He took it to over $500 million and then sold it. And then another group that he started was a real estate firm that I think sold for somewhere close to $400 million. He never quits. He's got an excitement to start to create something new. So his newest venture is the Domino pizza franchise. He did a startup of doing fast foods in China, convinced the people at Domino that he knew what he was doing. So they gave him the rights to do the Domino pizzas in Shanghai. And he was so successful that Domino said, we'll give you the rights for all of China.
I do believe that he does feel that his success is in great part due to Ohio University, to his experience there. He knew that he wanted a different life. His father had been a truck driver and a laborer for GM, and his mother had worked all her life, especially when his dad was in World War II in Europe. His grandfather on his maternal side took he and his two sisters to the bank one day and gave them each a bundle of U.S. savings bonds. Frank, of course, wanted to buy a car. Father wouldn't let him. And he used that to go to Ohio University, and he believes wholeheartedly that Ohio University gave him a chance to grow.
For me, Frank is one of the most humble people that I've come across. I mean, here is this gentleman who has just had success after success, not just in the US, but abroad. I mean, his reach is global. And yet here he is meeting with students. And so he makes time, no matter how busy he is, to meet with students, to give guidance, to give coaching. And that to me is incredible. Somebody who doesn't need to do that, but wants to give back.
And that's just Frank. I mean, he doesn't care, if it's not that you have to talk to him about something that he's interested in. He's interested in whatever you have to talk about. And he's going to try to help you to achieve that.
Yeah, early on in his marriage, I used to tease him, "Are you CEOing me? My MBA is more current than yours." And, eventually he let me get out of my own way, and we do work together. But it's patience and being a keen listener. Timing is critical for him. He's a genius at that.
He's done a tremendous amount of work with the foundation. He's invested his expertise, his skill set to help that foundation, to help the university, the College of Business. I think he genuinely believes in the university, in our mission, and helping students.
The time that he became the chair of the foundation was the time that we were, underway with the Promise Lives capital campaign. So he was instrumental in helping to make that campaign successful. He was tireless at reaching out to alums and setting up visits with the president. And as a result of his success, the governor appointed him to be on the board of trustees. So he's been a major leader and volunteer at this university.
I think there are a lot of reasons people get involved with their alma maters, and a lot of reasons people get involved with different charities or their philanthropic efforts. Frank is giving back to Ohio University for the right reasons. And I think that is paramount to his character. And I think that's why he deserves the award. He's doing it for the right reasons, and I think his mother would be very proud, and so would his father.